going on about?
Started recording, and we're back. I don't believe you got to this line, Iffy. So you need to say it.
Don't be an idiot, Trey. That's impossible. I already said this.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
He's the only one who could have seen the victim's reflection.
Exactly.
I see your back, George.
You losers started without me.
I was thinking, where did George go?
You left without saying anything, Captain.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
said
did
I
say something.
said I was going to arrest
It's fine,
He
you
has
missed
to go
all
do
of
something.
15 seconds.
How dare you guys?
You missed
There's
all those
only
smashes
one
popping.
conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Trebion that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie.
Sorry.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
It's fine, George. That was the line. You did it. You did it perfectly.
Don't
Sorry,
get
I
confused,
lied.
Court, Trey. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the face. While the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene.
Objection! Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror.
Speed drinking.
What? Did you ever just, rage drink a cup of coffee?
George,
Yeah.
did you say me too?
No.
Oh,
Gonna be too, you.
yeah. Oh, I haven't judged. I'm like, well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day.
I don't know why. When George sniffled, I thought it was like he tried to light up with like a light or something, like something like a fuse. George, there's no need to bother with her in house.
Dude.
Oh no.
He needs to clean.
And now it sounds like he's on drugs. Anyways, in light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear which he could not hear?
Only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. Want to claim that mirror wasn't there, Trey? And this problem is all yours. What's 2 plus 2, motherfucker?
Ah, shit! I wasn't expecting this.
What the old man saw.
If I can answer what 2 plus 2 is, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it.
Nobody can ask that question.
Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this math equation, Nick? There's more than just this one math equation, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why. Nothing in this case is adding up.
Because you don't know how to do maths.
You don't know how to do math.
Okay, I found it. It's
As Lawrence cuts out.
It's
You guys remember one?
Lawrence is fucking dead.
you just blew his mind with your maths equation.
Alright,
Two
given
plus
that
two
Lawrence
is
isn't
2 people.
speaking, I feel like you might have actually just lost connection there. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Mr. Kudo made a mistake, the ear doctor made a mistake, or the victim was a phony.
Yes.
so Discord decided to crash.
Yeah, we noticed.
Like, I was not in the net this time. Apparently, the Discord just flat out wants to crash. What the fuck?
This
Well, then
case is riddled, just like one judge line. Anyway,
Oh.
this case is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there is one very simple answer that clears them all up.
It's 4, right? It's 4, right? It can't be anything but 4, right? What is it, Rob?
5.
What is it?
The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were 2 completely different events.
What?
But Rob, that's not 2 plus 2.
Yes! The victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter. A phony! Pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake.
Slow down, spit take.
Went down the wrong hole.
Oh god, the thing's lagging for me, good lord. Anyways, order in the court. Settle down or I'll tell you what the fuck off.
Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh?
Wow, Godot just told the judge to fuck off.
What the fuck did you say to me?
That's right. Are you saying that Mr. Kurosawa was a setup? Just ignoring his...
I am going to fucking smack you with my gavel, bitch.
Yes.
Oh.
Smack you with this coffee cup.
Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo.
Get real, Trey. Why would anyone want to do that? Also, 2 plus 2 is 22, you dumb nut.
21.
Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was...
That's 2 plus 2.
The serving girl bought him a Javachino, but she put summons in it. That's the serving girl right in the defender's chair. I remember her well.
It's like a bit of a
Well,
warrior.
Luigi.
It's so hard to leave, but...
There was one, and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee!
You insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? Knew there was no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but... What the fuck are you on? It's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening.
That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was a scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct?
Well, la, this is the most difficult for me.
Objection! No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Trebian that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened.
The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail, on full written form, the events in the restaurant that day.
Please, Mr. Wright, I got an F in maths class.
No one can do maths in this.
The victim, Monsieur Elg, came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There was no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mo Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for the phony to do the acting.
You think if someone
so
won the
weird.
lottery, they'd fucking stay there? God, fucking leave. What the fuck?
Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all.
Je vous demande pardon, forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly.
What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later.
Oh, guys, you like that.
Oui.
I do not want to do this anymore. For now, we will hear your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. You have 4 hours in this exam, and you may not use any calculator in this exam. Go.
He took that math question charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination.
He's gonna fail this test, man.
The victim, Monsieur, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him, so no other customers. When he got word he belonged in the lottery, Mon Elg became very excited.
Can it be the last one? Or the one before that? Because there's clearly the fake Phoenix talking to him.
Did you see him?
No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember him shouting, "Yes, $500,000."
Presumably the defendant heard that too, incorrect?
Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove.
And what about Mr. Kudo?
The old man choked on some birdseed that got stuck in his throat.
It seems we now have yet another incident on our hands.
Okay.
It's approximately 5 minutes later per card. None, there was no time for the poisoning.
It was approximately 5 minutes after that a poisoning incident occurred.
What evidence do we have?
Shit tons! Alright, so we got the... It'll probably be recent evidence on
What
it.
about stuff like around the time of his death? Or like, stuff that shows that hit must have taken later. So like, what's the time that the show starts again? Like on the letter, on the leaflet, sorry. One on the right, the poster.
Oh, the poster.
Yeah, what's
So,
poster
the
time?
Millionaire Radio Flyer was at 1:30 PM. But the time of
So it's
death
10 minutes
was
training
between
time.
1:30 and 2:30.
Yeah. So the murder would have happened technically at what? Quarter to 12? I guess. Game
Okay.
alone. Very old man, or not too long after him.
We have a little bit of Victor's testimony. Okay, no, that's just him breaking the vase.
That's just him talking about the bras, yeah. Medical papers, that's not going to be helpful at all. That's not going to be helpful at all. Prescription bag, nope. Wasn't the other one? Autopsy. What about the cup?
Yes.
What's that got to say? No, that's just about
fingerprints.
the winning lottery ticket.
A winning lottery ticket.
What's that say?
Winning
It's
ticket
just,
for $500,000.
Okay, I don't know what evidence we have that says.
I also think
Let's
it's,
press the statement.
Yeah,
Might
press
help.
that one. Yeah, yeah. We're pretty trying to beat a dead horse, or not a dead horse. But,
And what were you doing at that point besides touching yourself? Without
All
any
your mates.
customers, you must have had time to kill.
I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
Did you decide if you're a woman or a man already?
I mean, God, fellas,
Spin the wheel!
it's 2020. Man.
Yeah, but this guy's gone through like 3 different genders in like 5 minutes.
It's fucking 2020. You can do that as much as you want, alright?
Can you?
Apparently, look, I don't fucking question it, man.
I
These
guess-
people get mad at me no matter what I do.
I guess we'll just say he's non-binary. Anyway, sorry, what do you mean?
No, apparently he's just pure binary because he's both.
There is a renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and a tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong.
What the bollocks is this shit?
Oh, so he has split personality disorder. So one's a woman, the other one's a man, I'm assuming.
No bipolar. Clarice?
Slow down, Clarice!
Oh my fucking god, I knew someone's gonna say
I
it.
was writing a poem and the angry tale of a chef and $500,000 of debt.
I wonder who's in that.
Cooking for a man who was $500,000 on the lottery. It is called Pourquoi? It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the court.
Please don't.
Well, it goes
Sounds-
like,
And 10 hours later,
Press.
that's just the first act.
the first
You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked the old man to code for la painful.
By your own argument, Troy. The purpose of this phony victim performance was so the old man would see. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear.
Indeed.
Yeah, but it seems like the shadow of the doubt has been lifted, n'est-ce pas?
I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah! You mean that's when the phony stages act? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in his testimony.
What else do we got?
Came to my restaurant alone. That's fine.
Oh man, alright, not too long. After him, what's next?
Press this. I want to see how much. Hold on. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct?
Oui. It comes often for my special coffee.
Oh, wait, I think God, I was about to. Oh god.
I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. Special, I'll give you that. Worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are welcome anything. Wait, is that sarcasm?
No, he's
It was worth one sip, nothing more.
So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. What time was it? Out of curiosity, what time was it when Mr. Kudo
That's what we
arrived?
need.
Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur.
Bullshit!
How about you start remembering, you piece of shit?
Sorry, I need Jaden in for this one. Liar!
Liar!
I believe we were told by a witness yesterday.
The car was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a stereo man, sir.
Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness?
The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no?
Here it is. Look.
Just after 2, huh?
Thank you for helping me jog my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. You want to come for me?
I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I?
I'm pretty sure that's your
Even though I
job.
always do. Alright, just because I admit it doesn't mean you have to point it out, alright? The time of the day will be added to the witness's testimony.
Oui, monsieur, judge. Everything I do it for you.
Okay, don't take it too far. Merci bien. Oh. Help. That's French.
Nick Orange doesn't like French fries.
You could already taste the croissant.
Well, at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself.
Hey, Judge, later I give you the croissant.
You call me throwing up a song? Anyways, yeah, you go, Rob. There's your contradiction.
This
Oh,
is
that one's
some
the poster.
bullshit!
S-class rank bull crap.
I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong.
What do you mean?
At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announce the winning number of a $500,000 lottery ticket.
Wait, that must be the show Mo Elk was listening to.
I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright.
That's because you're blind, Judge.
I'll have you know, just because I admit to have a problem, doesn't mean you have to point it out.
I wonder... You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct?
Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know that time because I just finished serving the lunch menu.
It's the point, right? You have one there.
I do. On the back of my head. Several.
He gets 2 points.
That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m., and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life.
Is on the air at 1:30?
Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time!
Hey.
No.
He could have been cheering for like a straight 30 minutes, right?
This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum. Catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glenelgs in Trebian that day. The real Glenelg now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glenelg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness.
I think I know the name of the false guy, alright? Just take his name and make it backwards. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Performance check. You're almost on a roll.
What?
Sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song.
That's not until game 4,
What?
man.
What is this? Music Theory 101?
Yes, bitch. I taught you math, now I'm gonna teach you how to fucking sing. Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. Tony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is?
I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Nice. That's suddenly the opposite conclusion.
That's it.
Thank you, Trey. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say.
What?
Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to?
The missing corpse?
According to the old man says there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim?
Narg.
Up his ass. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright.
Always
If
do.
you're furious to stand up to If you're furious... I'm about to fucking slap you. If you're furious to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body?
Yes, Your Honor.
No conjecture chart. Let's hire some facts for once.
Higher? Mr. Godo, I'm gonna have to see you for English classes after this afternoon court session.
Fuck you! I'm teaching music. Fuck off.
I'm teaching English, motherfucker.
Bitch, I speak Spanish. Those are a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden.
Evidence?
Me no español.
If he best
Yeah,
read
that's
Bruce
right.
lines in Spanish.
What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden?
Fucking smash this one.
I thought I had them with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead.
Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L concealed? It would have to be inside Trophy.
Have to be inside Trebion. It would have had to been too dangerous to take. Well, it would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trebion.
Being right, you're also seeing me for English lessons after this court examination. Anyways, interesting. But where could the body have been hidden inside the restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside Trebion is
The
in the kitchen.
Yeah, but the kitchen.
It's the only other place where you can be.
He's come on a new lunch.
The body was hidden here.
I see.
I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Nice supposition!
Alright, you can say this in Spanish then.
Are we doing this
No.
in Spanish?
But the real question is, can you back it up?
Because if he,
no.
he said he could speak it, he didn't speak Spanish, so he's gonna prove it.
Where's the evidence to prove that the body was hidden in that location? No, I can't fucking speak Spanish for
Yeah,
this.
that's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'll do it later. Oh, no.
Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle?
No. I've never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best mottos, monsieur. La highest quality. Only for me.
Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright?
Interestingly enough,
Off the butt.
Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trebion.
What? I only ever use the bottles for my aromatherapy oils.
But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication.
What kind of medication?
I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day.
Oh, because he's gonna get it up, right?
That's... what?
My mother in a foreign language. You can't be serious.
The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen?
Mon Dieu, Dieu.
Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back.
No,
What is this, boss? Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elk? Did you do it?
never. I would never do such a horrible thing.
Oh shit.
Apparently,
Godot. Go say no.
Oh no.
I love it like he mutes his mic right at the 11th hour.
Well, Iffy, you make me so sad.
I wasn't gonna fucking do that anyways.
You should have.
Just
Oh,
unenthusiastically.
Hurts already.
Oh.
Fuck off.
Mr. Godot, you seemed quite silent when you screamed.
The bitterness.
Wait, did you hit like on lemons again?
Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's what I'm ever.
Sounds like a death wish. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now?
Not more than 17.
And I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about brand new flavor in your ear, my H-efficient friend?
I don't get it.
Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out.
I don't get it.
Ah,
So
because
that
you don't
was-
have an H.
Por favor.
Oh, what are you asking me, Lars?
What do you mean by H division? I got confused.
H deficient.
I think it's because he doesn't use the H in words. Like right now, he said here without an H in it.
Yeah, he goes Ev, and you know.
Ah, okay. I get it now.
There's no hard H in French, so.
No, they don't have the hard R. Sorry, they have hard H.
All right.
Apologies, I didn't know. Yo hablo el español. Armstrong and por favor is Spanish. Wait, is it Spanish?
Yeah, Armstrong spoke Spanish for a second.
Yes, s'il vous plaît.
I'm only
I
gonna
don't
ask you to do once. Did you do it? Did you?
Well, how's my bad? That's my Spanish.
No,
So-
no, no. Absolutely no. It's simply... Hey.
Let's hear it. Got one shot, did not miss your chance to blow his opportunity.
That's in a lifetime.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mr. Godot has just challenged you to a rap battle. The court will give you the one chance to make a final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel.
Oh, I'm really shaking. My knees are weak and my arms are heavy. Please, just...
What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bead feeling about this.
A bead?
A bead feeling, yes.
Ah.
Oh, he's feeling the beat. We're doing it.
And now I'm sad. Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong, and I very much believe it's going to be your final one. If this goes the way I think it will.
The confession.
Two. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice.
Oh man.
I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him, I swear it. You must believe me.
You are forced? By who?
I cannot say, or I will be erased.
Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only person at his table?
There was. There was another man.
I've heard of piecing out of existence, but not piecing into it.
Hey, look, when you're fake Phoenix, you just kind of do this stuff.
I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth.
You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright.
There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this
Fucking
guy.
hell.
And I got to...
Sorry.
What?
The thing was so fucking blurry, the judge looked like a fucking ditto for a second. Like his eyes are fucking gone.
I didn't know that the 5 dittos had made a return.
Oh, sorry, let me fix that.
What they called
There you
again?
go. The 5 dittos.
Literally the ditto fuck.
It's the 5 dittos, from Alola.
The ditto 5, yeah, I think.
I did it 5. Well, fuck.
Anyway, I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer.
Please
I think
break me, Mr. Light.
Considering how broken his voice is,
through it.
considering how broken his voice is, I'm pretty sure he's broken enough by now. Anyways, don't you have the contract that says I am forced to pay money and shit in your court record?
No, I do, but I don't think there's a contradiction there yet.
Well,
What man? Who was he?
No, I cannot say. I fear for my life.
There's already a
We
contradiction.
surrender.
I'm also giving like supplementary evidence to show that he's telling the truth and shit, I guess.
Oh, he's really scared. You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If he won't tell me, I'll tell him.
Something else in
Why
his
would
mouth,
you go
but-
along with this
Let's go
man?
there.
Were you gay?
I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse.
Well,
So I present on
that
this
would-
one.
I don't know if it actually is what it's supposed to do, but technically it would give you the reason why he would not, how he could not refuse.
Objection!
It would also tie Tender Lender to the crime.
You have a $500,000 debt, don't you?
$500,000? Fuck! Is this true, Mr. Armstrong?
Yes, with this lie. I was weak and I borrowed the money.
What is this? He borrowed money? What the fuck?
He says he's weak, but that ass could fucking crush diamonds.
Crush diamonds? Does he mean make diamonds?
Crush
Diamonds
diamonds.
are uncrushable.
This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man.
Mr. Fury, don't take right.
Out of context, this is like the worst end. This is the thing. It's like a rape trial. That's awful.
A rigged trial.
Why the fuck did your mind go there?
Nah, but like that, out of context, this looks weird. Anyway.
It's like a blackmail trial.
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you.
It was as you say.
Mr. Armstrong.
The tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous.
Oh my god, this sounds even worse.
Does it?
On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand him you repay his loan.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, context.
He
context
made him good done.
He knew if he couldn't pay with money, he could pay with something else.
Oh god.
I knew it was going to sound like
He's sweetie. Because he's in the mood.
But I don't know why it happened like that.
My god. Sit down.
to the dons.
I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body of Linus and Maggie out of the dining area
Inconsistent?
and into the
Inconscient.
kitchen.
Oh, inconscient. I couldn't read it that well.
After that, I tried to forget what I had seen.
I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre.
Yeah, he looks like a rapist.
What?
I do agree with Griffey's reasoning, and I accept that. But I do have one question for you, Mr. Armstrong.
What?
The poison and the lottery ticket that were recovered from the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot, you will summon this Furo Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow.
"30 minutes.
What?
The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more, not a minute less.
How the fuck?
Don't sit back and relax just yet, Trey. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way.
Okay, let me just
like it.
put it into this recording for a sec.
Wait, you're telling me it can go to down